Yo, what's going on? I need to make a fucking video. I don't really hop on here enough because I work a lot and I don't really it's just sometimes I'll hop on here, sometimes I just don't feel like it. But I need to make a video about this because I need to talk about it, because if I don't talk about it, I might explode. People who watch my shit before know that this channel is an outlet for me to talk about bands, primarily within metalcore, deathcore, hardcore, screamo, that stuff. But there's something that happened within that realm of music that is, well, it's kind of ongoing. It's kind of happened within the last few days, or it's yesterday. So I don't do this enough, so just bear with me. I guess once I get into it, I'll start flowing. But there's a band that has kind of been on my radar for the last couple of years, but I didn't really start rocking with them until semi-recently, within the last few months or so. Connecticut metalcore band Balmora, right? Okay, so Balmora, fucking Mora, dude. This is about to be a kind of a sad video. Balmora, bro. They were part of the ongoing revival scene, revival core, whatever you want to call it, of bands that are kind of going back to the MySpace days, early 2000s vibes of metalcore. And these dudes had the world at their feet. They had so much potential to blow up, right? Their debut album just came out on Friday, and I was looking forward to that shit, man. When they dropped their single a few months ago, Ophelia, I even brought it up on this channel, man. I was talking about how gas of a song that was. It blew my mind. I had that song on repeat, dog. I could not stop. I probably listened to that sucker 100 times. I was just blown away. I was like, this is so much better than most of the new stuff coming out. And I was just like, this band has so much potential. And along with that came the announcement of the album, These Graven Halls, which is their debut album. They had a couple of EPs that came out from the last couple years. They were playing with a bunch of the more underground hardcore metalcore bands. I heard about them through 197 Media on YouTube. I watched one of their live sets, and I talked about them with Adam from Watch You Fall. Watch You Fall and them were like great friends, and I believe they toured with Dying Wish a while back, and they just got off tour with Converge and Poison the Well. They were support for two of the pioneers of metalcore. If that says anything at all about the type of music they make and the type of band that they are, like, they had so much potential, right? They were about to kick off the headline tour in support of the brand new album that they just put out, and it just came out Friday. Okay, so we've got a little timeline of events. All right, let's go back to the beginning of this year. They had a previous vocalist who was on all their other shit. His name was Sinti. And one day earlier this year, they just seemingly replaced him with the vocalist of Since My Beloved. And there was allegations going around about him, right? That he was talking to minors. There was allegations that Sinti was talking to minors. So people were speculating that's why they replaced him, right? Because there was no explanation as to why they replaced him. One day Sinti was there, one day he wasn't, so it was kind of sus. Okay, cool. Another one bites the dust. We got a new guy coming in. We get rid of those people. We get rid of people who talk to kids. Obviously, that's wrong. Talking to kids when you're, almost 30, talking to someone who's a teenager is obviously fucked up. You don't mess with people who are underage. And so I was like, you know what, they got a new guy, they did the right thing, cool. Some people were just like, no, he moved away, so that's why they had to replace him. But the more I think about it, the more it seems like they were just trying to get rid of him as quickly as possible before the allegations caught on. So I mean, whatever, I don't know. New vocalist, new sound, new album. I was like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So I was bumping their new stuff with the new guy. I thought it rocked. I was like, dude, this has so much potential to be amazing. And it was. It was amazing. Fast forward to this past Friday. New album, These Graven Halls, drops. It drops. It's out. Probably it was my most anticipated album of this year, because I knew that this band had potential to be something great and amazing. And I can just, sometimes when you see a band or you listen to a band and you're like, yeah, they're not really big yet, but you know it deep down in your chest. You're like, yeah, these guys will be headline. Give it a year. Give it 2 years. They will be like household names in the scene. Just give it some time. They fucking kill it, right? So, album comes out. It's a banger. I'm so hyped. I'm eating this shit up. It's okay. I was so excited for this album that I even pre-ordered it. I fucking pre-ordered this shit. I just got it in the mail, okay? I get their album in the mail, right? I pre-ordered this shit. I pre-ordered it because I was like, I support real artists and I support good ass music, right? Especially if I see potential in them. I'm like, yeah, dude, these guys are going to take the fuck over, right? Comes in the mail yesterday, Monday, the very same day, my feed on Instagram and Facebook is flooded. Balmora is done. Balmora is cooked. They are nuked. They are over. They are done. I read about 10, 20 comments saying, release the Balmora files, like it was like the Epstein files or like Diddy shit. Yeah, I open Instagram and I go to their story and I am faced with this huge block of text that says, in the past few days, we have the evidence and screenshots of the behavior of our guitarist engaging with someone underage. Jay, right? We, the other members, Danny, Paul, Colin, and Chaz, don't fuck with this at all, obviously. Jay will be stepping away from the band, and our summer tour will continue as planned. Will it, though? I don't know. More on that later. We're sorry for what seems like a lack of transparency. I'm just trying to figure out how to navigate and continue with all the shows we have booked and planned to play. All our love goes out to our promoters, our tour mates, and everyone who fucks with us on some real shit. Can we just talk about this little statement here, this little block of text that they put on their story? So apparently Jay is out here talking to underage chicks. Come on, bro. And what do they decide to do about it? He is stepping away. So they're not saying, oh, he's kicked out of the band effective immediately. They're saying he's going away. We're gonna do this headliner anyway. We're gonna do this headliner anyway. We gotta promote this new album anyway. Sorry to our promoters and people who mess with us. I'm sorry to the underage person or people he has messed with. So, right out the gate, bro, you see hundreds of comments saying, just end the band. Just end it. Y'all are cooked. It's done. Y'all are done. Just break up. Just break up. Like 100, maybe more. Just saying, just hang it up, guys. Just hang it up, guys. And I was like, bro, literally this just came out Friday. And y'all are already done? Like, that is crazy. And I have seen and heard of tons of bands who get called out on SA allegations or underage grooming or just diabolical shit that, they need to go. They need to go right now. I've heard and seen it time and time again. It just comes with being in the metalcore scene. You see this shit all the time. But I have never, in all of my years of being in this scene and listening to these bands, have I seen a band go under as quickly as Balmora did. They dropped their brand new album on Friday. By Monday, the band is done. They're gone. Just before the massive headline tour that was to promote said album. The timing here is just astronomical. I have never seen anything like it. That is fucking insane. How quickly a band can drop their first album, have everything at their feet, on the cusp of just, their fucking headline, their first headline tour. And now, this shit comes out. Later yesterday, their bassist Danny chimes in with some shit to say. This is what he had to say. This is what their bassist Danny had to say. I said this shit. Band is nuked. Don't real fuck with all this weirdo shit. My fault, slimes. I'm out. So, okay, let's translate for all people who aren't in part of the Gen Z lingo. He knew this shit was coming. He knew that it was just a matter of time. And I'm guessing this is in response to all the people who commented on the statement from earlier in the day. The band is nuked. It's done. It's over. Balmora, gone. Like, as soon as they arrived, they were gone like nothing. I'm out. So even if they manage to salvage whatever's left from the ashes of this band, their bassist is gone. Their guitarist is gone. So... And then he said, I started this shit years ago with my homie Brandon, kind of just turned into a shitty monster of a band. Don't fuck with people using their bands to act weird talking to those who are younger and vulnerable. So basically, Balmora was a band he and Brandon started for fun years ago. And more people came in along the way. And he's saying that people use their band, people who joined in use their band to be weird and talk to kids, underage people. This band is fucked. To me, this just screams drama within the band. They hated each other. He knew it was a matter of time, but he still went along with it anyway. Like, what if the shit never came out? They were still gonna do the tour. Nobody here is innocent. They're gone. They're done. Balmora's fucking done. And it just all happened within a span of 3 days after their new album. Their first album came out. Before they could even start, they were gone. Just like that. Just like that. Oh. And so I was like, what the fuck? This band that I was just starting to get obsessed with and I was going to go see them is gone, bro. So I wanted to see what everybody had to say about this. I just was looking for more answers. I was looking for more, cuz at this point I'm like, I just want to know what really happened. I want to know what's going on with this band. What are they going to continue this tour? Are they going to break up? And right away, after all the comments and hate and shit were happening in the comments about y'all need to break up, just like that, their Instagram gone, their Twitter gone. They deleted their accounts. So now we're like, what the fuck? So they're seemingly just disbanded. They dissolved into thin air. This band that just dropped their first debut album, poof, in the wind, as if they never existed. And it's causing a lot of uproar in the metalcore world. I still wanted to know more. I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy. So I took to Reddit to see what all the metalcore nerds had to say, because I am metalcore nerd and I wanted to see what else other people were saying, or if there's more information. And there was this girl who is called Poison Girl on Instagram, who apparently was groomed by Mr. J from Balmora, their guitarist. Here's what she had to say, and this is a mouthful, but here we go. I'm here to share the truth regarding my relationship with Balmora's guitarist, Jay, over the years that I've known him. In April of 2023, when I was 15 and Jay was 19, he developed a crush on me, which lasted up till recently. So, like this year, Throughout the time that I knew him, he consistently liked all of my posts and stories, followed me on multiple platforms, DM'd me frequently, and stalked me on burner accounts. So this dude made, like, weird ghost accounts to stalk her. And he admitted to liking me. My older sister and I were good friends with him for years, constantly supported their shows, and hung out with him. All the screenshots attached. See, there's a lot of fucking evidence here in a sec. There's a bunch of screenshots of him being a weirdo. All the screenshots attached are messages between Jay and my sister. In one of them, he admits to having a crush on me and acknowledges how it's problematic, but continued to like me anyways and message me anyways. We didn't know the severity and extent of his crush. I thought it was weird, but I didn't think too much of it, and I didn't think too much of it until I heard about the similar things he's done and made it a pattern, as well as hearing the things he said about me behind closed doors, like she's the one, forbidden love. Imagine going and seeing a 15-year-old and being like, she's forbidden. Yeah. And I could do it if I wanted to. Those remarks are beyond disgusting, sickening, and gross as a thought to have, especially towards a minor alone and someone I considered a close friend. Hearing that is ultimately what made us see him for who he really is and cut him off as a result of it. The screenshot of messages between me and his account, hearts carved, is because he was stalking me and I was curious who it was. He would act weird with me whenever I saw him, and even when he had girlfriends. I like to add that when you're that young, you're gonna like the attention given and feel flattered. So yes, I developed a crush on him, but I never entertained it or flirted back. I was smart enough to not let the situation progress any further, so I'm grateful it wasn't worse. She's saying, she was young and impressionable, and she was still smart enough to not entertain it. And she's glad that she lived on the other side of the country, or else what else would have happened? If she lived closer to him, dude, what would he have done if she was within his, like, a reasonable mileage? If she was within his reach, what would have happened? Looking back, I didn't realize the severity of the situation, and I regret ever being friends with him. It's not okay that Jay gets away with doing this multiple underage girls. Okay, and then here are the screenshots. Okay, here he is talking to somebody. I was confused. It's because I was outside with my sister and she was like, oh my god, Jay liked my story. So I was like, oh my god, let's call him. And we did. He's like, yeah, I be doing that. I be liking girls' stories. She freaks out every time she has a crush on you. Shh. I have a crush on her. Oh man, so here we go. Problematic. Yes, bro. Yes. Problematic indeed. Admitting to having a crush on an underage girl. It's fucking crazy. You're crazy, bro. And then here he is with his burner account. And she goes, who is this? It's Jay. Haha, deleted my main Insta mad long ago, and sometimes I use this one to check on what all my homies are up to type shit. Even though I don't follow basically anyone. So, no, basically, I mean, he lied. Alright? That's a lie. Deleting your main Insta and sometimes using this account to check on the homies, bro. Check on the homies, aka stalk underage girls. You gotta be shitting me, bro. You gotta be shitting me. And here's another text where they were at a show and he ignored her because he was with his girlfriend. I wish I said hi. I'm so sorry I didn't. No, and here she goes being, understanding. No, it's okay, I understand completely. It's not like we ain't gonna see each other ever again. I'm glad you're feeling better though, as fuck. So she's over here, like, still, like, kind of feeling bad for him, even though he gave her the even though he gave her the cold shoulder just because his girl was around. I mostly feel bad for Lauren too, because my crazy ass ex was always being so weird about her for some reason, and I couldn't really speak up to her, and I really wanted to make that right, you know. So I don't really know how to. I can't really decipher what that means, but that is typical in the hardcore community. If like you see somebody you used to fuck with, and then you just ignore them and act like they don't exist anymore. But basically, he acted like she didn't exist, is what I'm taking, because he felt bad for his ex. Whatever. And here's one more text thread. She says, "I don't give a fuck," whatever that means. And like I had to act all avoidant to Lauren and shit, and I felt bad, like I wasn't trying to be like that, and she was forcing me to be. This girl was forcing him to be avoidant towards her. She made me unfollow her and shit. What? When were you avoidant? So all these things were posted by the older sister. The girl he's talking to in those messages is her little sister, who was 15. And then Josiah replied saying, "He's also known as a predator in the Vegas scene, to my information." Some stuff from a friend of mine. There's like more that they haven't posted yet. I've been hearing about this for a while now. And they were saying, there are people in my life that are incredibly close to me that have had run-ins with this dude. I've been hearing about him since before Balmora's conceptions, like since I was fucking 12. Jesus. Here's another text thread. You are so young, I cannot do things to you. Nobody has to know, Jaden. Oh, God. He said, but you would make a notes app on me and try to cancel me. Yup. What do you think? You are so young, I cannot do things to you. Nobody has to know. But you'd make a notes app and try to cancel me. Bravo, bro. Bravo. You are correct. Yeah, and just like that, these screenshots come out into the open, and Balmora is gone. And if you thought all those text threads were wild, just you wait. Here's the doozy. Here's the big one. This is the one that seals the deal. That bro is a fucking monster. So, here you go. There's another one. This is the weirdest one. This is the fucking weird one. This is the weird one. There's no names attached to this, but there's a blank profile picture. How old are you? 14, LOL. You young as fuck. Tell me about it, is what she said. Slide me your snap, though. So he asks her how old she is. She says she's 14, and he says, you're young as fuck. You're basically a child. You're a baby. And she goes, yeah, true. Tell me about it. I'm young. And he still tries to ask for her Snapchat. Anyways, this is what's going on. This is what's going on in metalcore right now. This is the latest news in metalcore predators and pedophiles. So yeah, you know, it sucks. It sucks that this shit has to happen. It really sucks, because I really fucking loved it. I loved their music. I thought the new album was fantastic. It sucks, but you know. But as of today, they're taking off their headliner tour. It was with Holder, Azura, how do you pronounce that, and Contention. It is now a Holder headliner, so they're no longer on the tour like they thought they would be. They thought they would continue to do the tour. They were correct about one thing. Yes, the tour would still go on, but not with them. So they're off the tour. They have been blipped out of existence. Balmora is gone. And that right there, guys, that is how you implode your band in less than 3 days of your brand new album coming. It was only a matter of time. Some people are saying that this is their original vocalist Cinty's way of getting back at them for kicking him out earlier this year. I mean, but who fucking knows? I just had to talk about this. But yeah, that's how you sabotage your band, right there. Don't talk to kids. If you are over a certain age, if you are above the age of what underage is, you just don't fuck with kids. If you want your band to succeed, don't talk to kids, bro.
This shit's gonna come out eventually, and it's gonna freaking bite you in the ass. I mean, it's plain and simple, clear as day, common fucking sense. You just don't talk to kids. A, they're not developed enough to know what's right and wrong fully. I mean, clearly this girl was smart, but you don't use your platform as a band to be weird and talk to chicks. But I think they did the right thing. The people who were left in the band did the right thing. I think it's for the best that this band gets shelved into existence and ultimately forgotten about. And I think their bassist little statement, I think even though it was Gen Z as fuck and hard to decipher, I think he was right to leave the band. I think Days taking them off the tour was the right call. But at the end of the day, this is just some metalcore drama, dude. Metalcore drama. I think it's really immature how their statement was dumb. They didn't even address the victims of the pedophilia that was occurring. Anyways, that's just how quickly you can destroy your fucking band. So it was just a matter of time. My friend from work even called this out. She was like, yeah, they're gonna break up after they put that new album out. I was like, no, I don't see it. But she was right. She called it. She was like, yeah, the way they handled replacing the original vocalist without saying anything. They just replaced him out of thin air without addressing any of the issues. It was a matter of time before all this shit came out. So yeah, that's Balmora in a nutshell. It sucks that they had to make good music, but it is what it is. But yeah, don't talk to kids, and have a wonderful day.